Morning, Bella and Gautam. Morning, Diana. Morning, John. Morning, Robert. All right, let's get started. It is Monday, so that means English. We'll start the precepts on page 10. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to this Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. The 3 refuges are complete. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sensual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts, together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Page 24. Morning, Amy. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the worlds, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality. worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. The Buddha, well purified, with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruption of the world, I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you, so nobly bred. Homage to you amongst men supreme. Peerless are you in all the world. May all homage be given to you. The teacher is Dhamma like a lamp, divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal. I revere that Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma and freed from longing through insight, the wise one who is rid of all desire is calm as a pool unstirred by wind. Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, O monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. The Sangha called a field better than the best, who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment, the noble ones, the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhamma. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, to parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be freed from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the Four Noble Truths: suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to suffering's final end. This is the refuge that is secure. This is the refuge that is supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master. Mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind, then suffering follows, as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master. Mind is their maker. Actors speak with a pure state of mind, then happiness follows, as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, they then must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others. A recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code, moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, the virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, the guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, the Lord of death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May the skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed, and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I am born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. A Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones, may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. so too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, friends. Continuing on with Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. We are on page 113. Morning, Cindy. Tanko panidang dukkha nirodang arya satchang satchikantanti me bhikkave pubbe ananussutesu dhammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Edang dukkha nirodha gamani patipada arya satchanti me bhikkave pubbe ananussu tesu dhammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Tanko panidang dukkha nirodha gamani patipada arya satchang bhave tabbanti me bhikkave pubbe ananussu tesu dhammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Tanko panidang dukkha nirodha gamani patipada arya satchang bhavitanti me bhikkave pubbe ananussu tesu dhammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Yavakivang chame bhikkave mesu chattusu arya satchesu evang tipparivattang dvadasakarang yatabhutang jnana dasanang na suvisuddhang ahosi Nevatavahang bhikkave sadevake loke samarake sabramake sasamana brahmaniya pajaya sadeva manusaya anuttarang sammasambuddhing abhisambuddho pachanyasiteng Yatochako be bhikkave yamesu chatusu arya satchesu evang tiparivattang dvadasakarang yatabhutang jnana dasanang suvisuddhang ahosi yattahang bhikkave sadevake loke samarake sabramake sasamana brahmaniya pajaya Sadeva manusaya anuttarang sammasambuddhing abhisambuddho pachanyasing nanyang chapanna me dasanang upadi yakupame chetu vimutti ayang atimajjati natidani punabhavoti Idang avocha bhagava attamana panchavagya bhikkhu bhagavato bhasitang abhinandunti. All right, English. This is the noble truth of cessation of suffering. This noble truth of cessation of suffering has been realized. Thus, bhikkhus, in regards to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This is the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. Thus, bhikkhus, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This is the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. Oh, this noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering is to be developed. Thus, bhikkhus, in regards to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. So yesterday and today we've gone through the Four Noble Truths so far. So the Buddha has a task for us for each truth. So the first noble truth, dukkha, is to be understood. Second noble truth, craving, is to be abandoned. Third noble truth, nibbana, is to be realized. And fourth noble truth is to be developed. Right? So these are the things that we are to do with these Four Noble Truths. This noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering has been developed. Thus, bhikkhus, in regards to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. So long, bhikkhus, as my knowledge and vision of these Four Noble Truths, as they really are, in their 3 phases and 12 aspects, was not thoroughly purified in this way, I did not claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, Mara, and Brahma, in this generation with its ascetics and Brahmins, its devas and humans. But when my knowledge and vision of these Four Noble Truths, as they really are, in their 3 phases and 12 aspects, was thoroughly purified in this way, then I claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, Mara, and Brahma, in this generation with its ascetics and Brahmins, its devas and humans. The knowledge and vision arose in me. Unshakable is the liberation of my mind. This is my last rebirth. Now there is no more renewed existence. This is what the Sublime One said. Elated, the bhikkhus of the group of 5 delighted in the Sublime One's statement. All right. That is technically the end of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. But then we have 2 pages of devas taking up the cry. we'll see if I bother with that. That's going to be some interesting and hard Pali chanting to get all these deva names right. You can listen to me botch it up. It'll be fun. All right. But that is the end of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, right? Buddha gives to us the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. That is the setting the wheel of Dhamma in motion. All right. Let's go to our thought of the day. Page 79, continuing with Ratapala Gata. Last 2 quatrains, last 2 paragraphs. Dayadaka tassa danang haranti sato panagacchati yena kammang na miyamanang dannang anveti kinchi putta chadara chadanyang charattang nadighang ayung labbati danena nachapi vatena jarang vihanti appanghidang jivatang ahudira asattang viparanama dhammang. All right. Now the English. Okay, friends. So, while his heirs take over his wealth. Remember, he's talking about the last time on Saturday, we went over how you can't take anything with you, right? So he's continuing this, like the person has died. While his heirs take over his wealth, this being must pass on according to his actions. And as he dies, nothing can follow him. Not child, nor wife, nor wealth, nor royal estate, right? We understand this, right? We must pass on according to our actions, and nothing can follow us. We can't take anything with us when we leave this mortal coil, right? When with this body lies bereft of life, useless as a dead tree stump on the ground. That's it. Everything stays here. Longevity is not acquired by wealth, right? Nor can prosperity banish old age. Short is this life, all sages say. Eternity it knows not, only change. So yeah, you could make an argument that the more money you have, maybe the healthier you can be and the longer you can live. But this is not what Ratapala is talking about. It means that in the end, your money and your technology and your gadgets cannot save you, right? In the end, old age, sickness, and death come one way or another, right? So this is very, very prescient, very powerful and impactful words, right? A reminder that no matter, you might be young now, but eventually old age, sickness, and death are coming, right? Eventually your body starts to decay, right? And you start to have all kinds of problems. You don't have the energy and youthfulness and power of your body that when you were younger, right? This is the nature of life. This is the nature of reality. So Ratapala is going against everything that we think is best, right? We have this delusion. We need to gather lots of wealth, so we'll be all set. And we have lots of children, lots of heirs, lots of wives and husbands, whatever, right? Lots of things to gather, lots of things to have. But in the end, you can't take it with you, right? So this is a very powerful reminder for us to understand that what is most important in life, what is the most impactful and skillful thing that you can do, right? That's what this reflection is, right? But people, Ratapala is a young monk. People are coming up to him and saying, why are you doing this when you're young? Just enjoy sensual pleasures and become a monk when you're older, right? And so Ratapala is essentially saying the danger is seen right here and now, right? As a matter of fact, it's harder to do the practice when you get older. So now I should practice, right? So these are very wise words from such a young person. But this is the nature of Dhamma. This is the nature of seeing things, right, as they are, of reflecting on reality. This is why I always harp on reflecting on the 5 subjects of contemplation, right? Doing that at least once a day, if not more, to reflect on the fact that you are not exempt from growing old, getting sick, and dying. You are not exempt from losing, people, places, and experiences that you love. Right? You are the owner of your actions. In the end, that's the only thing you really are the owner of, right? Because it's the only thing that stays with you from life to life, right? In this temporary life, I own this house, and I have these children, and I have this spouse, and I own these cows, or whatever, like it says in there. But once this life is done, all that goes back to the bank. All that goes back to the world, right? And you leave it. So in the end, what is most important, right? That's what Ratapala is pointing at here. That's what Ratapala is extolling, right? The importance of practicing Dhamma. Not just when you're old and you go to the temple, right? But when you're young, starting as early as possible. It's never too late to start, but it's also never too early to start. Starting early is best. You see this, I know, as somebody who grew up Catholic and going to church every weekend, because my family, my mom is very Catholic. My mom and dad still go to church when they can, based on, not COVID times and when their health is okay. They go to church all the time, right? And what I saw at church mostly was all old people, right? The young people don't go to church, right? And so it's the same thing at the time of the Buddha, right? The Buddha says that it is the old people who practice. Why? Because they see death close. The young people don't see things close, right? So they don't practice. Why do I go to the temple? Why should I practice this? Why should I do that? Right? So this is kind of a folly of life. This is a folly of our ignorance, right? That we wait until the end, right? To go to church, to go to practice, to go to the temple, right? To hang out with monks, right? Like that what they say in the suttas. Why bother doing this while you're so young? Just have fun. Enjoy sensual pleasures. Become a monk when you're older. That's not as good as doing it when you're younger. Not as good as practicing when you're younger. All right, friends, I've yammered on enough. We can keep these reflections in our mind, these reflections of Ratapala. We can't take anything with us except for our actions. That's it. Only our karma and our vipaka, the fruit of our actions. That's the only thing that we take with us. So friends, I wish you a very spiritually successful and peaceful day. Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy. So tonight is Dhammapalooza, 8 p.m. on this channel. So feel free to come and join us. Join the community for this weekly festival of Dhamma with Dhamma talks and Q&As and chantings and readings and all kinds of stuff like that. This is the last one, me being here at the Indonesian temple in New York City. So this will be the last one with Bhante Pamuto as a guest monk. After that, it'll be back to just me again. So friends, until next time.